Hello, out of context. This is Abhinav from team 3 out of 10 kids in basement. And they are my teammates, Mayur and Karan, as you can see their Figma accounts. Okay, so we will walk you through our hack from now. So once we received all the three themes, we decided two of these themes were interesting to us, and we started working on those themes. Our first task was to analyze those themes and create good problem statements out of it, to which we could provide unique solutions. We chose the theme three and came up with some solutions and problem statements out of it, but it didn't work out for us. We chose the traveler's paradise thing because it worked perfectly for us. Let's just say that match made in heaven. We came up with two different problem statements and multiple others that haven't been mentioned here, but then there was a different version of it that came around and that actually gave us an idea to execute. So we thought about how people so we have been asked to create something, an app where people get to interact with each other, to socialize with other travelers who are about to travel solo but don't actually want to travel solo. There is a social feature to it. So we thought about which other apps and genres people are actually socializing and connected to each other based on common interests and personas. Those are generally dating apps, and the top dating apps are generally Tinder and Bumble. So we thought of taking their UI and refactoring it because they already have established that mental model of swiping under the minds of most users. So we thought of taking that and solving a newer problem from that mental model. So we took that also, as we will showcase further, we did that and it actually works. So first task was to map the our business architecture to what the Tinder has already. So we decided, so we came up with three different versions of it, how the architecture could work and who could be the different players in this, who have the different roles and how we can make something similar. Like we have onboarding, swiping stage with filters, then you can talk to group chats of people that trips that you right swipe on and further on. We further iterated. The major task was to actually analyze what the user personas were interacting over here. One of the user personas, for example, is Karan. He doesn't want to travel alone but he has to travel alone. He wants to travel, but all of his friends are busy as of now. So he's looking for other people. He's looking for company as of now. Then there is Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi is in a similar situation with Karan, but also there's an added problem to that she has never traveled alone with just a group of strangers. She has some gender specific security concerns. She would rather be more comfortable if she could go in an all women group. Then there's Mayur. Mayur is an experienced traveler. He has multiple trips and he prefers creating his own trips and plans. He doesn't prefer the itineraries being created by these tour package companies. Then there is Ayush and Bharti. They are solo, but not so solo. They're a group of two friends. Their entire group of friends couldn't go on a trip. These two were the only ones left. They want to go for a New Year celebration. And they thought of booking a trip on Make My Trip or group tour package, but they were concerned that they don't know the group already. They don't know how they would fit in and so on. So they would prefer to be able to interact with those group mates beforehand. Then there is Raghi, the last one. She is a travel business owner, a traveling tour package company business owner. She sells trip packages. So we decided if we give her a role, we can actually give a business side to it and let her upload her packages and others interact based on those. So we decided. So first we wanted to address what problem statements all of these were adding to us. Like Vaishnavi's problem could be solved by adding a filter for gender. Mayur by giving him custom travel plan options. Ayush and Bharti by giving them a group chat of all the travel tour packages to swipe right on. Then by giving Ravi a more seller control, a business account kind of thing. So we decided what we wanted to create. We did multiple research, a lot of research. I'm sorry for that. A lot of research by using Bumble, TripAdvisor, Tinder, and so on. We created few wireframes to visual design and everything. Karan, we'll start with that. Karan, if you could talk to us about the wireframes, how we started out.
Yeah, sure. So, hey guys, this is Karan. So this is our iteration process, and they say first impression is the last impression, right? So, our main goal was to create a login screen that actually stood out. So we iterated login screen these many times, as you can see, just to make sure we chose upon something that stood apart from the others. And Yeah, that's how we chose. Like, Abhinav, if you can just.
Yeah, so once the login screen was final, because that needed to really stand out, we chose on this particular login screen. The next step was to onboard and to gather as much information from the user as possible so that we can do the entire swiping thing and suggesting thing in the best possible manner, but also not making it too long and more interactive so that the user doesn't get bored. So we will further show this while we are showcasing the prototype. We did multiple iterations and on. You can also see the major swiping cards. That's the MVP of it. We did multiple iterations of how information architecture should be to get the final version of it, which looked good and solved our purpose and was the best possible version, I would say. So let's just skip to the prototype for now. We added all the connections and so on. Mayu will walk you through the prototype. Let me present the prototype. Mayu?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it through it. Hi guys, my name is Mayur. All right. Um, yeah, so this is the screen that we chose to, chose out of all those iterations. We thought this stood out really well, and we've given a couple of login options, sign-in options to the users. Since we thought Facebook is somewhere, people meet new people and all that, we have given them a Facebook login option as well. So if you could click, Abhinav. Yeah, this takes us to the next screen where we ask them for their phone number, a typical login, a typical, information that we ask the users for legitimacy, to confirm if anyone's, not duplicate or anything. So we verify this with the OTP that they get, and after that we proceed.
Yeah, there's also a subtle visual play over here. If you see the previous screen, there was a closed window, and when you verify your number, there's an open window for yourself.
Yeah, that as well. Thank you. All right. We proceed by asking a few permissions from the user. Here, the first permission is of location. Obviously, us being a travel based app, location is something we thought of asking first, and then we also ask them for allowing us to send them notifications just so that they do not miss on anything important that that can come up in terms of trips or anything. So yeah.
Also, to
After that.
create this as interactive as possible, we have written tiny messages over here and there so that these are like actually interactive for them.
To make it fun. Yes. So this is where the actual onboarding starts. The first thing we ask them in a kind of a funny way by putting the subtext is their name. After that, we go on to asking them for the pictures. Obviously, nobody wants to be unknown on this website or on this platform. So providing pictures would we thought would really help identify, at least know how other people look, right? So that is why of the picture section, and now the word based section just to categorize what age group of users we have, and just to change the algorithm based on each and every user. Then we go on a little deeper by asking them their favorite destinations that they've been to, or they would want to travel to in the future. And based on that, we also ask them what activities or you know what activities their users would be interested in during those trips, so just to curate our interests then comes in, also just to
Yeah,
curate what we
to be, I guess, to be
yeah,
better able
Abhinav.
to connect them with other people. Yeah, we apologize for the abrupt cut over there. It just we ran out of time in Zoom meeting. So what we were saying was we have taken this much information to be better able to connect our users with the trips they would like to prefer and with the trips with the people they would like to prefer to be with. So their interests, the trips, things they do like to do during their trips, the places they want to visit, they have visited. We can connect people based on that. That's why this onboarding flow had that much. And then we wanted to know what type of business they wanted. So for example, our user like Ragvi would prefer a business account. to be able to better create those tour packages and manage all the people and different groups that created based on that. And a general person like me who's looking for travel buddies, like trip buddies, or want to create a trip and see if others want to join me, would prefer this account. So let's continue with trip buddy. Okay, so this is our generic swiping card. I get a photo, I get some tags that the user might have created connected to that. I get a sharing option. So if I'm Ayush, I can send this to Bharti and she can swipe on the same thing. I can like this for later. There is a so this is the title. Finally, a Goa trip. So I think Mayur did something fun over there. But this has been created by Mayur. I can go check out Mayur's profile. This tells me the location, the date, proposed date, the budget. It's flexible. So how many people he's looking for and how many slots have been full already. Stay has yet to be finalized. The travel not finalized, probably a bus. Activities that he says we can do there. I can see that. The buddy criteria, I can realize. So this is a buddy criteria. I think he has put some criteria over here for us to be able to. So for example, Vaishnavi would prefer to only swipe right on the cards that have female over there because she would feel more safer over that. So this is there. Then there are filters. We haven't designed UI for that, but those filters are supposed to be there. Then the entire hamburger and stuff. And like the swiping animation that we haven't been able to design in the UI, given that this was a very limited time slot given to us, but that's what the concept is. Then there is this chat system where you can view all your chats. You know, whatever packages you swipe right on, you get added to that group chat and you can discuss and talk to those people and see whose company you would enjoy more and go on that particular trip. Then you can go back to your swiping thing, and then there you can view your own profile. See, and this is information. So, for example, I see this trip. I like this trip. I just want to see if Mayur is a fun person to go on a trip with. I click on Mayur. I can see his profile. I can decide, okay, this looks like a cool guy. I can go on a trip with him. So this is there. Now, for example, if Ragvi creates a trip, she for her this all this would be not yet to be finalized manner for it. It's a tour package. She's a business owner. All of it would be finalized. They would sell this trip with everything over here. I swipe right on it, I get added. All the other people who would swipe right on that particular tour package get added to a group. As soon as 30 people get added, it's closed. Now they can take that. So the tour package business, entire tourism business that exists outside this app already in a very big manner can be brought here and make this app really really profitable. So as far as now, I think that was pretty much our idea. So this tag particularly tells us who is uploading this trip. It's a trip buddy, just like a normal guy like us, or there's a tour company. So there is a tag for that too. So far, this is the concept that we were working on. This is our UI, and this is our walkthrough. So thanks, and I will stop recording.